We have 6 speakers today, and I'm excited to announce the first one, Mr. UT himself. You might have noticed him this summer on the University of Tampa's Instagram, Sumair, and his speech title is One Continent to Another.
Mic check, mic check. Freshman year of college, that excitement, that feeling. It was move-in week, and I was at Walmart buying all my necessities to move into my new dorm on campus. Most of what I purchased was readily used except for my bed sheets. Now, all of you among this honorable audience are wondering why I couldn't use my bed sheets. The answer is that I had no idea how to make my own bed. When I first came to the University of Tampa in the fall of 2019, I truly lived in La La Land. My roommate at the time and current best friend, who is among this audience, Raphael, who is from Amsterdam, had to teach me how to make my own bed. Being a native of Mumbai, India, I was culturally unintegrated, to say the least. Now, most of you among this audience have been through unique hardships in your respective lives, am I right? Yes. In my case, it was assimilating to another culture and having with a good head on my shoulders. In your case, it may have been the same, such as moving away from home. It may have been learning how to cook. It may have been learning how to be financially responsible. Or if you were as incompetent as me, it may have been learning how to make your own bed. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Crescent Club at the Vaughan Center for the annual speech contest. I'm excited to share with you all how my time in the City of Tampa changed me, as I'm sure it changed you, regardless of how long you've been here. I struggled to find independence my first year of college, but as my collegiate journey progressed, my involvement within the University of Tampa gave me a sense of belonging within the Tampa Bay community. However, my initial time on campus was far from productive as a student, and I'm going to tell you why. So now you don't have to close your eyes, but I'd like for you all to imagine this. What was your first weekend like when you came to college? Keep in mind Snoop Dogg's song, Young, Wild, and Free. In my case, I had a get-together with 15 people in my dorm right here in Brevard Hall, 418, a dorm I'll never forget in my life. Well, these 15 people were from all over the world. France, Germany, England, Russia, Japan. Almost reminds me of the current FIFA World Cup going on. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I never had this level of exposure back home in India. In all honesty, beer bottles were everywhere. We had a successful pregame and were stumbling along the historical Kennedy Boulevard, headed to the club. Now, as soon as we reached the club, the Kennedy, you know, we're standing in line, and disaster struck. I forgot my ID. So I had to return to the dorm, and as soon as I come back, you know, I see 3 campus safety golf carts right outside Brevard Hall, and the first thing that comes to my mind is that someone's room is getting raided. I go up to my room, and to my surprise, all the beer bottles had been cleared. We got raided by campus safety. I was called in by conduct. I felt like my time in college was over before it even begun. Why have I come to a place 9,000 miles from home? What face was I supposed to show my parents? You know, I felt worthless. Chronic procrastination had taken over my life. It was obvious that I had to be accountable for once in my life. It was obvious that I needed to progress toward developing some sort of self-efficacy. It was obvious that I needed to expose myself to people who push me to be a better version of myself. And this led to my involvement right here at the University of Tampa. Starting to be a tour guide, also known as a Spartan ambassador, at the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, I developed an affinity for public speaking and building interpersonal relationships. Now, I'd like to ask the audience a question. How many of you folks have received a handwritten thank you letter? That feeling, right? Heartwarming, fantabulous. I received multiple handwritten thank you letters from families on my tour. I realized I had the opportunity of making a positive impact. Now, 1 second. You're a tour guide for the University of Tampa. In reality, you're representing the City of Tampa, right? All these families on my tour are asking me, how much rent do you pay in the City of Tampa? Where are the good restaurants in the City of Tampa? So in reality, you're representing UT as a whole. And then moving forward, my time at admissions really helped me find my major. So things were going pretty well, but I had no idea what I wanted to study. It was my second semester as a sophomore. I was still living in a fool's paradise. It was obvious that I needed to take control over this journey of academia and choose a major that I aspire to graduate with. I mean, why do we come to college? What's your first prerogative of coming to college? I think it's obtaining a degree for the long term. So anyway, I had my speech for business class my first semester as a sophomore, and that class helped me choose the communication and speech studies major. You know, a very popular major, right, among this audience? And this major intertwined so well with me being a tour guide on campus. It was my aha moment. I realized my true potential while being a tour guide at the Office of Admissions and while being a CSS major. I had so many great opportunities of representing my institution, the University of Tampa. I traveled to 3 states at admitted student receptions. I presented my first year experience at 6 open houses to over 500 students. But now, what's next? You know, we always have to think about what's next, right? So I was applying for internships, and you know, in the land of opportunity, most likely the opportunity is always in front of your eye. So I received a marketing internship with the Office of Public Information and Publications on campus, and you know, had the chance to be UT's TikTok model. For those of you who follow UT's TikTok, you'll have probably seen me on there. You've probably seen me curate content for UT's Instagram and seen me talk about career services events and all of that. But not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I even went on to spearhead the University of Tampa's first social media collaborative project with one of the best airports in the United States of America, Tampa International Airport. All of this helped me grow. These experiences gave me the newfound confidence needed to assimilate into another community, into a whole new culture. I would have never in my wildest dreams imagined myself standing here and speaking to all you fine people. I was happy to gain self-efficacy, work hard, and hustle for the future I aspire to create for myself. But none of this, I repeat, none of this would have been merely possible if not for the growth and diversity of the City of Tampa. 140 countries are represented by the institution that binds us all right here at the Crescent Club today. I have built relationships with people from all over the world, but regardless of where all of us come from, the City of Tampa serves as a melting pot for all of us to pursue the American dream because of its acceptance and prevalent opportunity. I would have never imagined myself standing here. So all of you, just like me, have chosen to live in the city of Tampa for a reason. So I ask you this: what are you going to accomplish here in the City of Champions?